Today on Grow Up, Level Up, Sunset Selects, I'm giving my first impressions for Raccoin. Jordan's going to tell us a little bit about that Pokopia game you might have heard about, and it's going to be a general catch-up what we've been playing and watching episode of Grow Up, Level Up, Sunset Selects. Cue the intro. That is right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Grow Up, Level Up, Sunset Selects, the kind of weekly podcast where we talk about the fun and games you should be playing in your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5. My name is, of course, Samson, aka Samson XP, and joined to me in the snazzy Vancouver Golden Eyes jersey is, of course, Sir Dr. JM, aka Jordan. What's up, man?
What's up? Thanks for the shout out to the jersey. And if you're at the Golden Eyes game in Edmonton on next Tuesday, then I'll see you there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look for the one guy in the Vancouver Golden Eyes jersey.
Yeah, that's right. There'll only be one of us. I'll make sure to wear a Calgary Flames scarf as well. I guarantee I'd be the only one wearing that.
Hometown representation.
Exactly.
No, I like the PWHL. It's been on my bucket list to-do list for a while to go out to a game. But yeah, I just feel like they don't advertise it very well because you're either in the know or you just don't know. I don't know. But they're doing a little tour thing where they're going to Edmonton as well.
Yeah, they're doing a whole thing, kind of like the NBA when they have special games, except I think more widespread across Canada just because they want to get the word out and everything. So
Right. Does Edmonton have a team yet?
Edmonton doesn't have a team yet, but apparently there are talks happening to bring one to Alberta. Of course, whether that be Edmonton or Calgary, who knows? Edmonton's probably definitely the more successful hockey team. So if it's going to be one or the other, I could see it being Edmonton, but who knows? Who knows what will happen?
Get some parity there. Well, whether or not I end up going to a professional women's hockey league game is so far away. We'll never know. But today we are talking about Raccoin, Pokopia, catching up on some submissions that we forgot to do a couple weeks ago, as well as maybe yap a little bit about our TV shows we've been watching. Of course, if you didn't know, the last couple episodes of Grow Up, Level Up have been pretty exciting. Like, we did 2 back-to-back live episodes. One, which you should go back and watch, is the Pokemon you probably forgot about bracket. The best Pokemon you probably forgot about bracket, where Jordan and I, with submissions from our audience, went through a bracket, like a tournament style, and kind of picked who we thought was the best Pokemon that you probably forgot about. We're not going to spoil it here.
I was going to say,
so
don't
go back
spoil
and watch that. It's pretty good. It's one of our best works. And then the week prior to that, we did a kind of a time travel deep dive into an old Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine that Jordan had. So that was also pretty cool. Just going down memory lane, and we'll touch on that again. So if you haven't caught up on our last 2 episodes, definitely go do that. We had a lot of fun. A little bit of housekeeping before we dive into my Raccoin impressions. Don't forget, you can follow us at Grow Up Level Up on all the socials. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like our voices in your ears every week. And hey, if you really like us, instead of getting a Vancouver Golden Eyes jersey, how about a Grow Up Level Up hoodie? Go to growuplevelup.com and buy a hoodie or a t-shirt and support me and Jordan's little project here. Every hoodie bought buys us a brand new game to play. Now, diving into our first topic of the show, what you been playing? I already mentioned the word Raccoin a couple times, Jordan, but just a tease about what you're going to talk about. What have you been playing?
I'm excited to hear your thoughts on Raccoin, and I almost last night asked if you wanted to share your Steam library with me so that I could play it a little bit, but I decided to play something else that I'll talk about probably in a couple of weeks. But despite the fact that I do not own a Switch 2, I have actually spent a pretty significant amount of time the past couple of weeks with Pokopia.
Pokopia. What is Pokopia?
Pokopia,
For those who may not know,
is
and
of
if you
course
don't know, I don't know how you don't know.
what rock you've been living under.
Yeah, right.
Pokopia, of course, also known as Pokopia, is the latest Pokemon game on exclusive to the Nintendo Switch, of course. And it's sort of a Animal Crossing, Minecraft, supposedly Dragon Quest Builders, because it's actually made by the same developers, like game. So you play as Ditto, who's living life out in the Pokemon world and finding other Pokemon in the world and building up your town and building houses for everybody and all sorts of stuff like that. So
yeah, it's a town building life sim.
Yes.
Right? One of those.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been taking the world by storm. But we'll dive into there. I want to talk a little bit about Raccoin.
Yeah.
So Raccoin is a new game that literally came out today as we are recording this podcast. It is developed by, I'm just putting up the trailer, but it is developed by, oh no, my Steam, my visual. Okay. Developed by Raccoin, published by PlayStack. And to be transparent, I did get a key from Wout. I believe he works at PlayStack promoting the game. So thank you for the key for this Steam game. Developed by Raccoin, like I said. And Raccoin is a coin-pushing dopamine machine. It's a roguelike deck builder where you combine special coins with powerful items to trigger wildly satisfying combos. Stack shiny towers, spin the lucky wheel, and shake the machine till all the coins drop. Now, I don't know about you, Jordan, but we have a chain of arcades here called Rec Room.
Yes.
You have that
I am
over
familiar.
in...
Yep.
Yeah. And they have a specific... And I like Rec Room. Like, you get to drink and like play arcade games, and the food's decent. It's like bar food kind of thing.
Yep.
And the games are decently fun, but there's one game that I always gravitate towards too, and it is those coin pusher games, but it's the SpongeBob one.
Oh,
because
okay.
As a millennial, I like SpongeBob. And is it considered gambling? I don't know. But in this game, you basically drop a coin in, or you tap your little card. Then it gives you like 10 coins to drop. You drop the coins in, and you have to strategically time your coins so that they land in the right space. So the little, I don't know what you call it, like a little pusher machine pushes the coins forward. And if the coins fall to the front of the machine into the gap, that's how you score points.
Yeah.
And you might get some SpongeBob cards out of it. So of all the games at Rec Room, that is the game that I like playing the most.
Okay.
So when this game got announced like many months ago, I was like, oh, it's like Balatro, but it's also this coin thing.
Yeah.
I immediately wishlisted it, and I like typed in the blue sky of whatever the post saying like, hey, I think I might be really into this game. I can't wait for it. And now the game's finally out after like what felt like a long time. And what I can best describe this is it's like Balatro, but with, I don't want to say less skill, because I'm still learning a lot of the mechanics and all the best things.
Less
but
thinky.
It's like Balatro, but a little more random. Yeah, maybe a little less thinky. But that being said, I only play 2 hours of it. So if it gets more thinky later on, which I can definitely see it getting more thinky later on, then I can get there. But where I'm at right now, I don't want to say there's a huge learning curve, because really you're just pushing one of 2 buttons, left or right. And then letting the coins fly in. But I can see it getting really strategic later on, because how this works, I'll bring up the little trailer again so you can see what it looks like for our video watchers. How it works is the main game takes place in like the arcade cabinet.
Yeah.
We'll call it that. And then you can shoot coins in from the left and right, and different coins have different properties. Most of the time, the normal coins are the just normal yellow looking ones, but between rounds you go to your shop and you can buy special coins that have different properties. Some are like, if there's 2 of this coin on here, these are worth double. This coin is sticky, so it sticks onto other coins.
Right.
This coin is will target the bad coins. There's good coins and bad coins. There's one that's like a secret agent that will shoot the coins. So there's some strategy in that sense, like one thing I already started doing is, okay, it says the next round has bad coins coming. I should buy the secret agent coin in the shop so I can shoot them and destroy them when it's time. Um, so there is a lot of like strategy and planning ahead. There's also the prizes, which are like that come in little gotcha balls that are essentially the items that you can use, like the lasers and the UFO catchers, black holes. And then you get like, as roguelites do, you get like the permanent trinkets that stay with you for the whole run kind of thing. So I only played about 2 hours of it. Uh, it is everything that I thought it was going to be. Super satisfying. Graphics are great. The game feels great. A huge learning curve, just like something like Balatro or Peglin. So the more you play, the more you unlock, and the more you learn about how things work. The gameplay itself is not. I wouldn't say it's like boring, but it's not too passive either, because there is like an active, like, if some coins start dropping in,
right,
it'll start a combo, and then while the combo's going, you still want to drop coins in, so
coins.
that you should time your coins right so that it does push more in to keep your combo going, because in the end the goal is to get a certain score to move on to the next round. So there is some sort of attentiveness to it, but like I said, I was kind of playing this like while watching a show, while doing something else. I think Jordan and I like we're talking about for the show, and I said I put 2 hours in it. An hour of those 2 hours was I left it on while I went and washed the dishes or something. So yeah, there's a lot to do in this game, a lot to learn in this game, and there is like some type of attentiveness you need to put to it, but this is also very much like I could be watching One Piece live action while playing this game.
Whoa.
Maybe. I did start this last night while watching it, and then my wife said, "Are you even watching the show?" It's like, okay, I'll put it away. I'll play it tomorrow. So I am excited to play more. I will say that. Whether it will be like as strategically in depth as Balatro or something like that, I don't know. But so far, in terms of all these like mechanically easy roguelites, that is like a roguelike spin on something that already exists, I think this one's a very, very well done one. Like the graphics look great, sounds great. There's lots of depth and well thought out mechanics in here. I just barely scratched the surface. Yeah.
I do have a couple of questions. What is this spout in the middle at the back? Is that just like a bonus coin spout?
Yes. So for our visual listeners, people on YouTube, you see my mouse, you can. So your coins will shoot through these two little holes on the left and right. Like I'm playing on PC, so Q or your left mouse button comes out of the left. Your right comes out of the right, but it shoots so hard that they actually shoot all the way to the other side. If you want to get it in the middle, you have to spend 2 coins and click both buttons at once, so that way the coins kind of like clash in between and hit in the middle. And there's some timing stuff you can do with that as well. On the right here, you got this little special coin holder. And that's where the special coins come out of. And this one constantly swings back and forth, just like the real arcade machine. And depending on where you want to place it, you click your special coin at the right time. And then, you get your like multipliers, how many coins you have left, your tickets, which is your money, and then your target score kind of thing. So, it's very, very casino-y. Like it's clearly a casino game, but it's got all the like flashing lights and like as more coins drop in, and it's very satisfying. Like another wheel pops up. It's like, oh, bonus coins and all that kind of stuff. I haven't gotten to like this amount of crazy chaotic different coins. Yeah, there's cat coins, giant snowmen. There's like towers. I haven't gotten this far yet. I'm assuming that comes with time and skill and learning and all that. But I'm excited. It's like, okay, how do we get to this? How do we get to this level? Now, I'm looking at the screenshots and I see like some fish bones. These are like little walls you can put up.
Okay.
And I'm learning now that that's where I should have put it.
To like funnel your coins kind of thing?
Yeah. So they bunch up and then because I guess like, I don't even know how you describe this, but the main strategy is you you want to get coins kind of bunched up, so they're
Mhm.
always pushing on each other and pushing all the way to the front. If they're too spread out, then they won't, but the coins won't be touching each other the whole time. So yeah, it's like the more I look at these screenshots, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to play this game more. But after recording this podcast, I have to do some financial stuff. So I'm like,
Oh, your
oh,
taxes.
I want it. Yeah, stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, I have to do the chores first before I go back to the fake casino game.
Good reminder. I should do that too.
Yeah.
Now, do you score points when the coins fall off the edge at the front there?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the coins fall off at the front and it goes towards your like round target. And there's different modifiers. There's like items that will make coins worth double. Certain coins are worth triple.
Right.
Some of the bad coins are worth nothing. They just take up space and block the good coins kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like a very satisfying animation if you're watching the video still. If you spin the wheel and hit one of the towers, everything like backs up. It is like kind of epic where this giant tower of coins from the middle starts rising up. And now you have a giant coin in a tower in the middle, and how you knock it over or how you push it all the way to the end's up to you. But I'm like, man, that is so satisfying.
Yeah.
This game's beautiful.
It's funny because, like, I mean, I fell into the Balatro trap when it came to mobile, I believe. And for as much as I like Balatro, I never got that like super addicting hit of like, you hear people talk about how you eventually are just like scoring millions and millions of points, and you can really just break the game if you make a few choices correctly and you prioritize this in the start, and then you eventually get to a point where you don't have to worry about jokers, you don't have to worry about whatever and things like that. And I could just never wrap my head around how to do that. I even spent some time looking on Reddit for like guides of like how to be better at Balatro. And it was honestly for me, and like, hey, we all know how much I love blueprints as well. It was too thinky for me. It was too much of my brain power needed for playing a game on my phone. And obviously I know it's also on Steam and it's on everything at this point, but I just I didn't fall in love with Balatro like a lot of people did for that reason. And I look at something like this and I think, coin push off edge. Nice, shiny, clanky noises and shiny coins. And I think I could get more into this than I did Balatro. Only thing is, I would like to play it in a mobile way of some sort. Obviously, Steam Deck is probably the only option. I don't know how it plays on Steam Deck, but if it came to something...
Steam Deck verified.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. If it came to something like mobile, and I mean, depending on how big this one is or how well it hits, there's a good chance that it does, right? Because I think that reaches a much wider audience. I know with Balatro, they actually put it on Apple Arcade after a while. I purchased it on the App Store before it came to Apple Arcade, so I actually have both now because I do have Apple Arcade. But anyways, my point is I would love to play this, like you say, just sitting on the couch on my phone, watching something, that kind of thing. Because this one looks like it might be a little more up my alley as compared to a Balatro, which I know you called out who made this game. I don't recall who made Balatro, but I know it's the same publisher. They're both published by PlayStack.
Yes, I believe the developer of Balatro is Local Thunk. I had it on.
That's right. Yes,
it is the same publisher. You're right. That is interesting.
So there's
a Balatro Raccoin bundle on Steam right now.
Oh, look at that! Funny. I wonder how that happens. But yeah, like clearly PlayStack has their eye out for this kind of thing, or has the connections to be putting out these kind of games. So. Yeah, I'm definitely interested. And like I say, even Balatro, I stayed away from for quite a while. The thing is, I do like poker, and I know poker hands and things like that. And everyone says, Balatro is not a gambling game. Like it's not actually playing poker. And yes, that's true. But if you know poker hands, you almost immediately know how to play Balatro, right? Because you know what you're trying to make. And that's kind of what got me into it was, hey, I want to see, what people mean when they say it's a game based on poker, but it's not gambling. And I was like, well, what does that mean? So that's why I got into Balatro. But again, it just never really clicked. This one has a much, more simple, straightforward premise. So I think I could be into this one. But
heck yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. It's for now. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. I'm pretty sure it'll get a lot more
I'm
thinky
sure.
later
Yeah,
on.
I'm sure it will. Yeah.
Yeah, like mechanically in the moment,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel as thinky as Balatro.
Mhm.
It's a little closer to Peglin, like a game that I also adore and
Yeah.
love. Where you do plan ahead in your strategy, but you're not like thinking. Well, I can't say that. I was gonna say you're not thinking 2-3 turns ahead because you kind of are. But it looks a little different. You're pushing coins.
Yeah.
Coin
Cool.
pusher roguelike. They are just turning my like this trend of turning not just everything into a roguelike, but like kind of funny gambling adjacent. Yeah.
Kind of funny's new channel.
Kind of funny get right. This like gambling adjacent arcade stuff, turning them into roguelites is an interesting trend for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you again for the copy of Raccoin. I plan on playing another 100 hours into it.
That's
because I think it's scratching that itch, that like Clover Pit. I don't know if you've heard of Clover Pit. There was also another one that came out recently. Let me try to see if I can find it. There's one where you're like fighting in a mech against some people, but yeah, these kind of like slot machine based roguelites. This one's scratching a little bit different of an itch, probably because it's so cute.
Yeah,
I like those kind of things.
The raccoons are pretty great.
Well, that is Raccoin. I do plan on playing it more. But Jordan, I want you to tell me a little bit about Pokopia.
Yeah, so I mean, I touched on it obviously. The one thing to know is that Pokopia came out, and all across the internet, all I heard was people calling it Pokopia. And then my friend came over a couple of weekends ago. I guess it would have been between us recording our previous episode and this one. And he came over and he goes, "Hey, I got that new Pokopia game." And I was like, "Excuse me? Excuse me? What did you call it?" And he goes, "Pokopia?" And he's dead serious. He thought it was, and maybe that's how it's pronounced, but I've not heard a single place call it Pokopia. But he was breaking it up like that. So I started calling it Pokopia, totally just ironically. And now it's just like every time I say it, I have to be like, "Okay, what is it actually? Poco." And then it doesn't help that my wife calls it Poketopia. But anyways, yeah.
There's always those words that
exactly
that they just hear wrong, and now it sucks.
Yeah. So anyways, long story short, said friend left their Switch at my place, their Switch 2 with Pokopia, because my wife, not my wife, my daughter is on spring break, and naturally she's home a lot more. So he said, "Hey, maybe she'll want to play." She starts like school ends Friday, starts spring break on Saturday, and has the whole next week off. And we were like, you know what? It's your spring break. You're going to have a busier week. We've got some things going on that she's going to be going to and stuff like that. Take the weekend, chill out, catch up on your sleep. Let's play some video games. I checked her play clock by the end of the day on, I think, Sunday. And she had played for like maybe a couple hours throughout the week leading up to this weekend. But I think just Saturday and Sunday, she probably put 12 hours into the game, maybe 14. Oh, yeah. And like the truth of the matter is, I had no problem with that. And I was probably on the couch right alongside her for most of that. And we were passing off the controller and everything. So the thing that's really a shame is I had watched people stream Pokopia on like the day it released. And other than that, I did my best to not watch any of it because it was so much fun the day it came out, seeing people playing it and the like joy and excitement of, just the way the game is. You're this funny looking Ditto and you're going about your business. You're doing some, quests for Professor Tangrowth. He has you build a habitat, and then a Charmander pops out of that habitat. And then you build another one, and a Squirtle pops out of that habitat. And then you get an ability from Squirtle where you can spray water like water gun. And the like joy and the childlike wonder everyone had in discovering these Pokemon and they did such a good job of giving each of these Pokemon their own sort of unique personality, just in the way they talk and in the way they act, and the things they do, and in many cases, like the quests you do for them, and then the abilities you get from them. They did such a good job bringing that to life that once I saw that after like I say, kind of the first day of people streaming, I was like, blinders on, earmuffs on. I'm not going to watch any more streams of this. I'm going to kind of go dark. And then in 8 months' time, when I finally get my Switch 2, I'm going to get this game and I'm going to dive in. And then this past weekend happened, and I spent so much time watching or playing Pokopia that I had to just be like, to hell with it. I'm still going to have fun when it releases. I'm still going to build my own, town. My daughter's favorite part of the game is definitely just meeting new Pokemon and then doing things for them. So that's been fun. It does mean I've been spoiled on basically every Pokemon you find in the game, or at least a lot of them, because she's not really focusing on a lot other than that. So I'm already noticing where it's going to be like, okay, I'm going to take my time more in the first area. I'm going to find the Pokemon, but then I'm actually going to take care of them. I'm not going to just find them and then move on to the next one and then move on to the next one. And then, because that's kind of how she's playing. So I know there's going to be differences in how we play and everything like that. Like I say, I won't necessarily have the surprises to the same degree of who shows up, but at the same time, you're not always guaranteed that the same Pokemon shows up with the same habitat when you build it. So there is still an element of it's still going to be fresh and somewhat new for me. So I am very much looking forward to it. For some reason, every now and then a game just comes along that scratches that Animal Crossing itch for me. And of course, in the past it's been Animal Crossing. But man, there's something about the Pokemon-ness of it all that's just so cool. There are a lot of moments that I don't even want to say because I don't want to spoil them, because the first time it happens, as someone who grew up with Pokemon, it is like this again, I said it already, but this childlike excitement of, oh my God, I can't believe that just happened, or I can't believe I just saw this, or they're hype moments, but in the most chill way possible, because it's just it's a life sim. It's not like a building crumbles and you go on a daring rescue and you escape the collapsing building or something like that.
Yeah, there's no Groudon that comes and breathes fire in your land. And okay.
I mean, I don't want to say it. I don't want to say anything, but have I met Kyogre? Maybe I have.
I see.
It's wild. It's some of the stuff they pulled off, and then going into the rabbit hole a little bit of okay, how do you actually do this in the game? And just Googling certain things. There was something I Googled. Oh, I just did a quick search on how many Pokemon are actually in the game. And the rumor is it's between 300 and 310. Wow. So that tells you just how much, even though I spent, almost 2 full waking hour days playing this game, if we have 50 Pokemon, there's still 75% of them to find. It's pretty wild how much they did. And I mean, this game is the highest rated Pokemon game now. How crazy is that? It's not even made by Game Freak. They must be eating some crow with that. But anyways, I'm in love with this game. I adore this game. I hadn't actually even considered it, but given the games I have played this year so far, and given how much of this game I have now played, I mean, it's probably my game of the year.
Wow.
And that does say something, because I haven't played a lot of new releases this year yet. And I'm not into Resident Evil 9, although I watched someone stream almost the whole game, which is the only way I'm going to experience that game, because I don't like spooky games. But other than that, I'm I don't know if I've played a new game this year except for Pokopia. So yeah.
Okay. Well,
those are my somewhat long-winded, but also attempt at not being too spoilery thoughts on Pokopia.
No, I think you sold it pretty well. I think this is the first conversation I've had. I think, I think this is the only conversation I've had about Pokopia with someone. So far, I've just been, watching the Twitch streams, watching videos, podcasts, people praising it, of course, saying it's so good.
Yeah.
Jerica from JK Games, I was in one of her streams once, and I mentioned I was like, "Hey, Jerica," and she said, "Oh, hey, Samson." It's like, Samson, you got to be into this Pokopia, right?
Yeah,
Like, what
you
do you
would
think of
think.
it? And I thought, I was like, nah, not really my game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not a life
I've
sim
never been.
guy?
I like Animal Crossing.
Oh,
I
okay.
like Minecraft though. Never. Like, of course, I appreciate Minecraft. I see the beauty of it and the genius of it.
Right.
I've put in my hundreds of hours, whether it's just playing on my own with friends, with like my former students, like it. But it's never been like something that I went to.
Okay.
But the thing that you mentioned that kind of got my foot, or I don't know, got the door a little
Got
open
your
a little
engine
bit.
started.
Yeah,
Turned
was
you
that
on.
there are like for some reason until this conversation, I thought there was like a golden path to the Pokemon. Like you're gonna meet Charmander and then Bulbasaur and then Scyther and whatever. I'm sure there is kind of little bit, but when you said there's like 300 something, I don't know why.
It's crazy, right?
I didn't assume that there are 300 Pokemon in this game.
Yeah.
I just thought it was gonna be like, oh yeah, there's like 100 and it takes you through the story or something. But I'm assuming then there are Pokemon that aren't like required for the story or whatever to progress, but you can find either naturally or do like certain, because I know you like have to set things up a certain way to summon them more or less to get them to come. Okay,
so basically
that is what interested. That's what got my rolls buttered. Whatever
it buttered your rolls. Yeah, that is what Jericho would say. Yeah, essentially, I mean, if you wanted to Golden Path the game, I'm sure to a degree you could. We did encounter times where in trying to find out what to do next, you know, generally speaking, you go to Professor Tangrowth, who is the Tom Nook equivalent, and you literally ask him, what should I do? And I guess I don't know that Professor Tangrowth is a boy. They say to you, hey, why don't you just spend some time taking care of your residents? Like, go talk to the Pokemon you have and see what they would like and how you can increase their comfort. And so there are times in the game where I think it's built in to purposely tell you to slow down, you know, take a minute, go do some other things. And you kind of go do those for a little bit. And then if you wanted to, you could just go back to Professor Tangrowth and they'll send you on your way with the next sort of golden path type thing. It makes it very apparent there is like a quest log, and it's very obvious which quests are like the quote unquote main quests. And you'll see as you progress, you know, hey, this is obviously a new area and things like that. But yeah, like when you're building those, you know, they're called habitats. When you're building those habitats that allow you to find a Pokemon, many of them have a chance to spawn a different Pokemon or a couple Pokemon. So like some of them, there's 6 different options and you don't always know what all those options are. Sometimes it'll be 1, sometimes it'll be 3, and maybe 2 of those chances for spawn are silhouetted. So you can, if you know Pokemon, like you can tell, oh, that's Cubone's silhouette.
Oh, okay.
The Cubone one is actually a good one where it was, you could tell one is a Cubone. I think you could tell one was Marowak because they both look vaguely similar. But then there's another one that's just a question mark. And if you go over top of it, it says that it's a rare spawn. So many of the habitats are built in such a way that, yeah, if you know Pokemon, you might recognize it or you might know who it is. But there was even like, well, I mean, I don't want to spoil some of the unexpected ones. I was surprised with one where I thought it was one Pokemon, and then when it spawned, I was like, "Oh, that is a different Pokemon from what I thought it was."
Right.
So yeah, lots of fun.
My last question before I bring up the eShop page, and also, well, I'll save that thought for later. But every session you play, does the game ever feel like grindy? Like, does it feel like, oh, I have to do 10 of these, I don't know, woods, and then it feels like
woods,
or is it pretty fast? Like every time you play, you can unlock a Pokemon or 2, kind of thing.
I think it's very self-directed. Like I say, like it became clear to me early on that like my daughter's favorite thing to do was get new Pokemon. So you get them, you meet them. Usually, like as soon as you meet them, they have a pretty simple request for you to fulfill, and then they're like, "Yay, I'm happy now." And then you can kind of continue on with them. And it became apparent to me quickly that she just likes building the habitat, finding the Pokemon, doing that one thing, and then doing another, like building
a
new
I'm
habitat.
going to that one. Yeah.
Exactly. And so the game does definitely encourage you to do things. Like I say, like, eventually you get to a point where, hey, your Pokemon need somewhere to rest. Like literally you'll have a Hitmonchan and he's falling asleep standing up at the punching bag. And so Tangrowth is like, hey, you should probably build him a bed. And so then you learn about crafting, you build him a bed, and now he has somewhere to sleep. But then as time passes, as you get more Pokemon, Tangrowth says, hey, you know what's better than a bed? How about an actual place for them to live? And then you learn, oh, I can build them houses and put the bed in the house and then assign them to the house. And now they have a home. And then of course there's bigger houses, and then you get a new biome and there's different houses in that place. And it really has been this trickle of mechanics that keep getting added on and on. And so like I say, with my daughter playing, like she'll build habitats and spawn, I don't know, depending on what she's doing, like 2 to, if she really focused on it, probably 8 Pokemon in an hour if she wanted to, right? So you definitely could do that. But at the same time, to me, again, talking about how I'm going to play it differently than how she's playing it, I want to focus on sort of that first, you're in this first biome, and like she was in there for a long time, but constantly spawning more Pokemon and not so much focusing on taking care of the ones that she has.
Just letting them in, not making sure they have infrastructure. Yeah.
She doesn't she's in kind of a similar way you were saying. She's not big on the like Minecraft style building the blocks, placing the blocks, moving the blocks around and things like that. And I want mine to be a little less like, hey, if I'm walking from here to there, I don't want all these jagged blocks that I'm having to dodge through and everything. I'm going to knock all those out. I'm going to build a path. I'm going to make it look somewhat nice. Like her town is just a disaster. Like you'd think a comet hit the place and there's just beds everywhere and there's just flowers everywhere and trees everywhere and blocks like up, down, left, right, a floating block here, a floating block there.
Yeah.
And mine's not going to be like that. That's what I'm saying. So I do think that they give you a lot of agency to kind of do it how you want to do it. And I think that's kind of what I've had to focus on, because again, I had really planned to go dark on the game, but now I've spent so much time with it that I had to kind of be like, I still want to have my fun with the game. I honestly, when I do get it, I would like to probably stream quite a bit of it. And at that point, I think a lot of people will kind of be, it will be past that initial wave of people. Like even now, I think a lot of the hype and that initial wave of people streaming it for the first couple of weeks it was out is kind of dying down. And I'm not going to get a Switch, tomorrow, or Switch 2. So I'm looking forward to, later in the year, kind of, hey, I finally got my Switch 2. Let's dive into Pokopia. It's going to be chill again. Come experience this thing that, most of you experienced 6 to 8 months ago, but hey, let's live it out again.
I'm just starting. So. People might have forgotten too by then.
Exactly.
Have you tried the game share function? Like you play on the normal Switch?
Did. Yeah. So
do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Essentially, you have to find a certain area in the game, which is like a minor spoiler. You can find it very early, but you have to find a certain area in the game, and that area is what you can game share. Because, of course, I do have a Switch 1, but, Pokopia is only on Switch 2. So she actually did find it totally on her own. And it wasn't until she found it that I kind of clued into the fact that, I think this is like the open sort of play area. And it's the only area you can game share. I believe what I read online is if you have 2 Switches and 2 copies of Pokopia, you can go anywhere in either person's world, right? You can go to the regular sort of story-focused areas in someone else's world. But if you're doing game share, you can only go to this one dedicated area. So anyways, we went to the dedicated area, and we could both do enough that we were still able to have fun. However, I will say that there was an element to that we only had because she had actually progressed as far as she had in the main game. So again, you make friends with Pokemon, and some of them teach you abilities that you can then use. One of the first ones you get, I think, is Bulbasaur's Leafage, where, he plunges his vines his vines into the ground and pulls grass or flowers out of the ground or whatever. And you get that ability, right? So
yeah.
I'm not going to spoil a lot of the abilities. That's just like the first one you get. Like I said, you get a Squirtle one where you should water. You literally water flowers and plants and things like that.
Cool.
But yeah, a part of the fun we had was definitely because she had unlocked a certain ability. And that vastly increased our fun. But again, that's because in a lot of ways, she's not really into the building, right? She's not into the, digging up the cubes and moving them around and stuff like that. So when we got together via game share, she was like, well, I don't care to build, but we found our own fun, I'll say. So
cool.
It's definitely pretty good. So yeah.
Definitely a little more sold talking about it
cool
than I was before, than I was 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll spoil lots for you if you want, but not while we're recording.
Sure. We'll talk later then. Now, the one thing that before I hit the purchase button, there's the Tomodachi Life X Factor.
Yes.
I did enjoy the demo. Maybe we'll talk about it another time. But yeah, that also comes out in like 2 weeks, and it's another kind of life simmy game, but leans more into the absurdity. But I'll reserve my thoughts later. Depending on reviews, I might pick up one or the other, because the Switch 2, I've been playing it a lot more too. Maybe we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah.
But Pokopia gets a big thumbs up.
Definitely gets a big thumbs up. I wouldn't dare to review it officially or anything like that. Obviously, you get a pretty good idea of how I feel about the game right now.
What are you gonna do? Give it another 10 out of 10?
Well, exactly. But that's the thing is, I've so much of how I've played it has been directed by like my daughter. Like I'll even be like going to explore something. She's like, "Don't go over there. Go over there. Go do that instead," or that kind of thing. And like I'm just letting her, because again, it is her town, not mine. So once I get my own true experience with it, I'm sure I'll be ready to render a verdict. But I love it already. I can tell you that much. So
yeah, okay, maybe we'll revisit it in 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, exactly,
or whatever.
Exactly.
You let me know. There's another game that you have been playing. Do you still want to talk about that one or touch on it?
I'll touch on it. I won't say too much because I don't want. I do eventually want your thoughts on it as well. But I did finish Claire Obscure Expedition 33. Of course, many people's 2025 game of the year. I do have many thoughts, and I did enjoy it, and I did enjoy it thoroughly, and I can appreciate all that people see in it. However, I do not think it dethrones my 2025 game of the year, which of course was Hollow Knight Silksong. And something that I think I kind of found or learned about myself through beating this game is that I might be starting to lean more towards a mechanics first gameplay preference. I used to be big on, story more than anything, and that kind of thing. And I don't know if I'm still that way. Expedition 33 definitely was the whole package. And the story, by all means, I feel like I should have felt more impressed with it. And I'm very impressed with it when I listen to podcasts about it and hear other people talk about how great the story was and everything like that. And I don't know if I just didn't register it while I was playing it or something, but I came out of it being like, that was great, but not my favorite.
Good stuff, everybody.
Exactly. Right.
Okay.
So anyways, reflecting upon that and reflecting upon some of my favorite experiences in games over the past, 5 to 10 years kind of made me realize that, I might just be more of a gameplay person nowadays. Give me tight mechanics. Give me whatever exciting combat. And
coin
that's
pushing.
Yeah, right. And that's not to take away from Claire Obscure's combat, because they do have an excellent battle system in the game.
Oh yeah, I love that part.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I can understand the accolades it got, but I don't know if I understand it being, the most award-winning game at the Game Awards and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, we will certainly talk more when you beat it one day, right?
Yes, eventually. You know, I'm just not very good at beating games.
That's okay.
It's a whole identity crisis thing. Don't worry. But I do want to beat it. Like,
yeah,
it's so ironic. I'm like, dang it, should I have just waited for this to come to Switch 2? It's not on Switch 2 yet. But I'm like, this would be such a nice game to kick your feet up in bed on the couch, do a couple missions, do the story, and just go on. But like I'm mostly playing on PC where I'm at my
PC
work
time.
computer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't really enjoy playing cinematic games like that. Yeah, missed my PS5 because of that reason.
I played it on PS5. I did play it on the couch. I thought about streaming it many times, but I was a little bit like, I need this experience to be mine to see if it is as great as everyone says. And again, I'm just torn because I see it.
You're allowed to have your opinion.
I see all the greatness, and I understand people loving this game, loving this story. But something about it just for whatever reason just didn't quite click with me. So anyways.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Speaking of things that do click with you, though, a couple of weeks ago, you brought up that we were going back to 2006 and looking at the Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine. And if you want to see what we're talking about, go back to our old episode and check it out. It's about 2 weeks ago. Jordan brought out an Electronic Gaming Monthly magazine to peruse and kind of reminisce a little bit. It was very nice, a very nice nostalgic episode. Very in line with Grow Up, Level Up.
That's right.
Now, while leading up to the episode, I did blast on the socials. Hey, come give me your greatest 2006 memories. And we got so excited reading the magazine. We both forgot to read out these submissions that people sent us. But we got a few. So without further ado, we will dive into it here. Now, the first response comes from a certain Shauna Schuster.
Oh, who's that?
I don't know. They write in. Well, I guess the prompt I wrote was, what is your favorite 2006 gaming memory? They wrote in and said, Wii Sports Tennis is why I became a sports psychologist. And I think that's very cool.
Right. Anyways, go on.
With Wii Sports, though, I had like a coworker like ask me, because I'm the office gaming guy, like, what's a good video game for kids? And I'm like, I was like, oh, I haven't thought about, because I don't have kids. I'm like, I haven't needed to think about this for a while. I guess Mario's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
And then she very wisely didn't take any of my suggestions and got Nintendo Sports for the Switch. And I'm like, that is such a way better idea for some kids. Like, no, Mario. That's an old man's game.
Hey, I mean, we just got Odyssey, and my daughter's not as into it as I'd hoped. So maybe you're right.
Other submissions, we got Mr. Ryan O'Callahan from the New York Video Games Critics Circle. I want to say Chronicle, writing in and saying, playing Wii bowling, another Wii memory, and making all my family Miis at Thanksgiving.
Fair enough.
Yeah, making Miis was a lot of fun. I wish there's a way to import all my outdated Miis from the Wii to Tomodachi Life.
Yeah.
Where's my Pokemon home for Miis?
Totally. Yeah. They should live on in perpetuity.
It's true. Our last submission from Lucas Gates 92, also friend of the show, also writing in about the Wii, saying, damn, I was outside Zellers in line to get mine on launch day. Wow, that's hardcore.
Zellers. Nice callback.
Yeah. Oh, man, I miss the Zellers. If you don't know what Zellers is, you don't deserve to know.
Yeah.
I miss it.
That's not what I expected you to say, but yeah, you don't deserve to know.
I think we got our Wii from a Target in the States around that time, because they were so hard to find. That whole year after launch, like, Nintendo just wasn't ready to produce so many Wiis. So, but that was pretty cool. Very successful console. We still have ours. Like, I think I might have modded it, allegedly.
Oh, allegedly. I believe we got one a couple of years ago at EB Games used or whatever, just because we had an itch to play something, and we had the game, but we didn't have the actual Wii. So it might have been Rock Band or Guitar Hero or something. Like we have all the guitars, all the drums, we have the whole thing, and even the Wiimotes, but we just didn't have an actual Wii. And we were like, where is this thing? Like, whose house is this at? And we couldn't figure it out, so we just went out and bought a used one. So refurb.
Do you remember that very briefly they launched this like
the small one?
The small one, the Wii Mini or whatever.
I do remember.
And it was only in Canada.
Was it really?
I think so. I think it was exclusive to Canada. Like the States didn't have it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, like, and now I'm like, at the time, of course, like, why would I buy this? I have the normal Wii. But now I'm like, this is kind of slick looking, and I wish I got one.
It's kind of a callback to the original Famicom colors, right? Like, it's obviously way more red than
the red for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. Come on.
That's wild. It's basically just a disc drive. Like,
yeah,
the whole console.
Dang, kind of wish we had it.
That's a cool relic.
Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing your 2006 gaming memories. We'll get better at reading viewer mail.
Remembering to read the comments that were left on things.
Yeah. There's another thing that we forgot that maybe we'll revisit another time about our Pokemon episode. So make sure you stay subscribed.
Yes. That was a special. That was a bonus one. It wasn't quite related to the episode, so one day we'll pull those up and go through them.
Yes. Very timely we are.
Yeah.
Now, as we close out the show, Jordan, I want we did so many impressions and reviews, but you told me that you binged Wonder Man this weekend. Give me your like one paragraph review.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said one paragraph, because you could tell me to give you my one sentence review and you would get at least 5 sentences. So I will keep it brief with Wonder Man. I just got an inkling to watch something, and I have watched every Marvel show that has come out. And everyone said Wonder Man was great. I don't know why I didn't start watching it when it came out or anything like that. I don't remember if it was a weekly release or not, but all the episodes are out now. And so I started it on like Friday or Saturday night, and I had finished it by Sunday. Like, it's a quick watch. I believe it's 8 episodes. I think they're like 30 minutes or less each. And it's maybe the best of the Marvel TV shows. I think they just really nail what they're going for. The acting is absolutely top notch. If you don't know, the co-star of it, not the main character, but the sort of supporting character, is
Ben Kingsley?
I was going to say, I can never remember which is the actor's name and which is his name in the show. So yes, is Ben Kingsley the actor?
It's like, yeah, Ben Kingsley the actor.
And he plays,
the guy that shows like Tyler or something.
He plays Trevor Slattery.
Oh, Trevor.
Who, of course, was the Mandarin in Iron Man 3, I believe. And spoilers for Iron Man 3, turns out he's not the real Mandarin. And then in Shang-Chi, we meet the real Mandarin. So anyways, they bring Trevor Slattery back, and he's also in Shang-Chi, but he is just amazing to watch. Like,
dude, he's so good.
His acting is just unbelievable. I cannot believe that Marvel bagged him and has risen him from the dead for Shang-Chi and now for this.
Keep bringing him back, yeah.
He's just fantastic to watch and easily a highlight of this show. But anyways, the point is, watch this show. It's awesome. They do exactly what they should do, in that they aren't focusing on superheroes with this show. They're focusing on characters. And that's what it's all about. It's about these two main characters. The whole superhero-ness of the world is a side note to the story they're telling. And that's exactly, I think, when Marvel is at its best. So there you go. Watch it.
Very nice.
And it's a quick watch.
It's such an easy watch. It's so funny. I didn't expect
you watch
it to be so funny. I did, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you watched it. Okay, good.
Yeah. It's really good. It's it goes by super quick.
Yeah.
Super funny, lots of heart, and like everybody just is so good in it. And it makes sense. It's like, yeah, it's just a very well thought out story.
Yeah.
Not just about superheroes or the theme of the show's acting, but just about like being people and what kind of person you want to be. Like Daniel Destin Cretton.
Yes,
I'm
he's
telling
the lead,
you, he's
right?
got the sauce.
Oh, he's so good.
He's the no, the lead is Yahya Abdul Mateen. Daniel Destin Cretton's the director for the show. Or the creator for the show.
Yes.
He did Shang-Chi.
Yes.
He's doing Spider-Man next.
Yes.
He is a generational like filmmaker. I don't think he gets enough credit for how talented he is, because every project I've seen of his is so good.
Maybe that's why I had it on the brain, because of him, whatever, directing this show and directing Spider-Man. Maybe that's why I had it in the back of my mind that I should watch this show. And having watched it, like, the heart and soul of this show is just so good that it does get me really excited for Spider-Man. So
it's gonna be crazy. Like
it's like a couple
there's
months away.
No way it could be bad.
Right.
I think it's in July. It's usually like a July summer.
It's a couple months.
Banger.
April, May, June. So 3-4 months.
Almost there.
Yeah.
Well, if you would like to hear our review of Spider-Man, make sure that you stay subscribed to @GrowUpLevelUp on all the socials. We like to do episodes like this that we call Sunset Selects, where we talk about the things that you should be enjoying in your 5 to 9 after your 9 to 5. Go play some Raccoin. Go play some Pokopia. And then come report back in the comments what your thoughts are. We're always happy to yap with you down there. If you would like to follow me, Samson, you can follow me @SamsonXP on all the socials out there, @smsn.bluesguy.com. Of course, Jordan, where can people find you?
You can find me all over the internet at Sir Dr. JM. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/SirDrJM.
Very nice. And usually we post on Fridays, but this episode is going to be out a little bit earlier because I am going to be traveling across Canada. I'm going to fly right over Jordan and wave from the plane. So I'll be out this weekend, but next week we should be back to our regular scheduled Friday shenanigans. What's our topic? I don't know. Maybe games I played while traveling. Maybe games Jordan played not traveling. Make sure you stay subscribed for that. Jordan, what are your wise words for our viewers today to close out the episode?
My wise words today will come from Trevor Slattery himself. The real you. It's the sum of everything you've experienced. The loss, the joy, sadness, heartbreak, losing someone you love so much.